Hey everyone, today I'm going to be making a not so fun or glamorous video because I'm going to be talking about fitness. So there's a guy on Instagram on Rebels Raiders. He's the guy who formerly was the social media guy for Kanai Pro Gear, someone that I consider a friend. And he posted a while back something that he called the Minuteman fitness test. Now, I don't know if he came up with it himself or if he was just helping to popularize it and get the information out there. But basically, it's a series of exercises with a time limit and a rep count as a goal for what a fit person should be able to do. And if you were in the military, like I was, a lot of these standards are going to look very familiar because, at least for me in the Air Force, a lot of these numbers and a lot of these times are something that we actually had to work towards in order to pass our PT tests. And I thought, man, I was smoking those, as crazy as it sounds, 8 to 10 years ago. I don't like to think of it being that long ago. How would I do at these now? And I'll tell you, it was very humbling. And before I get into the results, I wanted to say that the goal of this video isn't just to say, hey, look at me, here's what I can do. What can you do? I'm totally more fit than you. I wanted to say, this is something that I'm going to be working towards. This is not something I can accomplish now. And I want it to show that basically a level of accountability to you guys as my viewers, that this is something I'm going to be working towards. And if you guys want to join me on this, please feel free to jump in. But I'm trying to show that this is something that's difficult to do. I can't even do it, but it's something that I want to get better at. A lot of us, if you're watching my channel, you're probably a fan of someone like Grantham, and we love to talk about how, well, in his mud test, this happened, or in his ice test, this happened, or this product tested really well, this product tested really poorly, while completely ignoring the fact that maybe a dozen times he said, if you're not fit, you're going to die. Because that's not the fun part. In fact, it's probably the least fun part, is doing the fitness aspect of this tactical world or this preparedness world. But it's probably the most important. In fact, we have plenty of things around us every day and different conflicts around the world showing us that fitness is a really important thing, and being able to support yourself, support your buddies, carry equipment for sometimes long periods of time is a very, very important thing to have the ability to do. And maybe I'm not quite where I want to be, or not, especially not where I thought I was going to be. So with that, let's go ahead and jump in. And so again, this is the Minuteman fitness test from Rebels Raiders. And the numbers are 50 push-ups in 2 minutes, 50 sit-ups in 2 minutes, 10 pull-ups, whatever time, a 2-mile run in 16 minutes, and then a 300-meter sprint in 68 seconds. There's also extra credit of a 500-yard swim without dying, and then I believe it was a 3-mile ruck with all of your kit. And I didn't even bother attempting the extra credit stuff because I couldn't even finish those things that I listed off for you at first. And I didn't even attempt the sprint because I felt like I was going to die after the run. So let's go ahead and run through what my results were this first time attempting this. I did 46 push-ups in 1 minute and 18 seconds. And note with that, obviously that's less than 2 minutes. Maybe if I'd have done the full 2 minutes, I could have done that last couple more. But I wanted to do the kind of Air Force fitness standard that I was used to, where there's only one approved resting position, and that's, in the up position. Once your knee touches the ground or anything like that, doesn't matter how much time you have left, your number is whatever your number is at that point. So 46 push-ups in 1 minute, 18 seconds, 30 sit-ups in 1 minute, 25 seconds. Now here I departed from the Air Force requirement, where the only approved rest position is in the up position. This one I was definitely resting on my back, and that's just where I couldn't do more. I was able to do 3 pull-ups, and then in the 16 minutes I accomplished 1 mile. So half of the requirement, and I felt like I was going to die after that. Most of it, honestly, was walking at a fast pace, but walking. So again, a very humbling experience. Especially the run, I thought I would do better, at least be able to make it further, at least jogging. But I can honestly say I have not run more than 100 yards in a very, very long time, and it definitely shows. So like I said, these are all things that I would like to get better at, things that I know I should be better at, especially with how much time I invest in training at the range and, you know, taking all these classes. Fitness is something that I have definitely let go by the wayside, and especially endurance stuff. Like, you know, I get a lot of people when they meet me, they're like, "Oh, you know, you're bigger than I thought," and maybe so. For what it's worth, I'm 6'2", and according to weighing myself last night, 242 pounds. I definitely have a lot of excess stuff that I'm carrying around, and this is not built for endurance, as again I found out. So something I'm going to be working on. There's easily 20 to 30 pounds that I'm carrying around that I really don't need to be. I might not necessarily show it as much as some people, but there's, you know, the scale that I have measures like body mass index and how much of your weight is fat and versus muscle versus skeletal and all that kind of stuff. And there's definitely a lot of excess weight that I'm carrying around. And especially if we talk about it in the context of like the tactically minded folks, you know, if I'm carrying around, again, we'll just say 30 pounds, or we'll just say 20 pounds of extra weight, that's as much as a fully loaded plate carrier with plates front and back and a full loadout of magazines, you know, and then some, and, you know, possibly a pack full of water. And if I can cut that out of what I'm carrying around now, then that's just going to mean that I basically get to add that for free once I do get into the shape that I want to get into. So I want to try to think about it in a context like that of, you know, where am I at now, and at what point do I have to get to where I'm basically getting the similar weight that I'm carrying around now, but adding stuff onto that. So a return on investment, like a real return on investment of what I can now carry around, because I'm not carrying around weight that's literally just slowing me down. And I think it's important, again, to come to you at the beginning of this journey and show, hey, this is where I'm at, this is where I want to be, join me if you want, but this is something that's difficult, takes time, takes effort, and maybe we can work on it together and maybe all improve each other. And I know some of you are looking at this thinking, man, I can't do half of what you did, or some of you saying you couldn't run more than a mile in 60 minutes. What's wrong with you? So I know that people watching this video are going to be on all spectrums of this, and hopefully we can all kind of push each other and work together to improving our fitness goals. And I know for some of us, it's going to take longer than others. That's definitely just a reality of where each person is going to be coming into this. But the cool thing about this fitness test, and one of the reasons that I wanted to participate in this and start pushing towards this, and especially bring it to you guys, is maybe with the exception of pull-ups, there's nothing you need to buy to be able to practice any of these. And except for the run, unless you have a treadmill, it's all stuff you can do in your own home. So you don't have to necessarily go anywhere. You don't have to buy anything. You just have to do it and practice it and just keep it in your mind. And I wanted to make a little book to be able to track myself and, again, help keep me accountable, you know, and we can dig into this in another video if you guys want me to. But I wanted to write out my results so that I can track this and see how I'm progressing, if I'm progressing, and again, bring it to you and be able to track how long it took, what kind of progress I'm making, etc., etc. So if this is something you're interested in doing, again, check out Kent's page over at Rebels Raiders. I'll have a link down to that below. Again, if you want to participate in this, please feel free. You don't have to make a video about it here on YouTube, but even if you just post it to your Instagram story and tag me or tag Rebels Raiders, or especially tag him, just to put it out there, kind of make your position known. Doesn't matter where you land on it, and let there be a community of people to help encourage you along the way, as I hope people will encourage me, which I know is a very ignorant thing to assume about the internet. So anyway, with that being said, I know you guys understand how important fitness is, but how can we actually push ourselves to get better? And I think having a goal is a really good thing. Instead of just going to the gym to exercise for exercising's sake, we should be working towards something, because that's going to make it a lot easier. And You know, there's even little things you can do, like for the run. One of the things I plan on doing, as I've done in the past, is I'm not saying don't sit down and play video games. I get that it's a release for a lot of people, but you know, if you have like an exercise bike or a treadmill, be doing that while playing your video games. There's a company that's actually been reaching out to me to be an affiliate that makes these little pedal bike things that you can have on the carpet in front of you while you're on the couch or something like that. That's a perfect opportunity for something to do while you're playing video games, because it helps take your mind off the cardio. So maybe I'll reach out to them and see if they'd you know, want to support the channel with one of those, so I can give you guys a better idea what that is. But again, have a goal, have something to work towards. Let's work together. And again, please share your results over on Instagram or here on YouTube. Whatever you do, just do something. And again, I know this is not the fun stuff, this isn't the glamorous stuff, but it's probably the most important stuff, and it's the most free stuff. So time at the range can be expensive. So anyway, as always, I hope you guys got something out of this video, and I appreciate you watching.